Hey, I'm Valeria, and welcome back to If Not Us, Then Who?
And I'm Alexa, and today we're going to talk about Machismo, Marianismo, and Latinx families.
Something I've noticed is that in a lot of TV shows and movies about Latino families, they all have a similar plot. When I say this, I mean that usually the mom always stays home and the dad goes out to work. Also, Latino women act or dress in certain ways. Same thing goes for the dad and the man.
Not only does this happen in movies/TV shows, but also in families as well. I think we can both agree, especially coming from Hispanic families. As we continue with this episode, we will talk about the experience of people and how it affects them. And I would like to introduce our experts, Nick and P, who will be going more in depth about this topic.
Hi, I'm P.
And I'm Nick.
I'm going to talk about the impacts old traditions and cultures have on the Latinx community. Also, how it impacts our mental health being under these mindsets.
My first question for you guys is if you guys have experienced Marianismo or Machismo. Especially coming from a household of color, I have experienced these mindsets. Maybe not in an extreme way as other people do.
Yes, I have experienced Marianismo and Machismo, and it's a big problem in a lot of Latino households. In a lot of these shows and movies, that's how it is, and the reality is that's how it is in real life. Things have obviously changed, and it's not as bad anymore, but it still does happen. Some examples are how a lot of Latino parents will want their daughter to learn how to cook from a young age and clean, but when it comes to their sons, they don't make them do as much. Have you guys seen this play out in your own household?
Yeah, I've seen this happen firsthand in my family. Men on my dad's side are usually supposed to be tough and hide their feelings. But women, on the other hand, they stay home and they clean, they're more emotional. Well, not really, but yeah, whatever. This leads to mental health issues in most young Hispanic men because they don't like talking about their problems to people, and they're taught to just keep their feelings bottled up.
Yeah, I've also had this happen within my house. Growing up, I was always taught that I wasn't supposed to cry because men don't cry. Even though for a majority of it, there was never any roles given since my mom was a single mom for a lot. I did have to grow up doing a lot of the more hands-on work of the house while my mom took care of the cleaning and cooking.
I definitely agree. A lot of the time, Marianismo and Machismo invalidate how men feel. It completely ignores the fact that men do have feelings and they can be upset. But unfortunately, in Latinx households, men are supposed to just toughen up rather than express how they really feel. Although my family is structured in a way where these gender roles play, my mom was also a single mom, so my brother and I always tried helping her out in any way we were able to, and we were able to break down the system that has been passed down in many families.
The next question I have is, do you feel like this is a big problem, and do you think it's gotten better throughout the years?
I think it's definitely a big problem. Within Hispanic culture, the idea of masculinity revolves around the assumption that men are supposed to be doing all the hard work. As a result of this, women are expected to serve their partners by making the food and doing the cleaning for them. This leads to a majority of households having a very unbalanced idea of how men and women should be, creating major problems within sexism in society.
I feel like this problem will never be solved because of the way these problems always go down generation to generation in Hispanic households and also outside of the Hispanic community because of multiple cultures are known to have toxic masculinity and hyper femininity carved in their families.
Even as much as we try to solve this problem, I feel like it won't ever leave because we've seen and experienced this since it's been embedded in our culture.
Commercial break!
Are you tired of Latino parents treating their daughters differently from their sons? Are you upset about Latino women viewed as less? So are we. Let me introduce you to Maria Vicio, a cleaning product to get men to get up and clean easily. This will be your local source for only $9.99, which is very cheap.
Thank you, Esteban, for that. These are all great points about Marianismo and Machismo and the effects of it. I think some people don't realize how much of a problem this is and how long it's been around.
I agree, and I want to thank our experts for having this conversation with us. It's important to acknowledge the different perspectives and experiences and see how each household is similar and different.
Yes, no problem. I love to talk about topics like this to normalize and make more people comfortable talking about these situations since it's going on a lot in this generation
100%. I agree.
and generations past. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
No, yeah, for sure.
Thank you guys for listening to If Not Us, Then Who. And make sure to watch out for the next episode whenever that comes out.